In my last video, I promised that the one who wrote the first comment with a topic of a video would win a video of their liking. The winner was May Sirirak, and she wanted a video about the word Altså. Also is very much used in Danish. You could kind of call this an advanced topic, because it's not really taught that much at language schools. Because it's difficult to teach, it's difficult to say what it means. You cannot really say it means whatever word. You cannot find a real counterpart for it in English, or other languages mostly. So in this video I will talk about Also and the different uses of this very important word that we Danes use all the time. Welcome back to Mixed Languages. I am Mick. So Also, let's start out talking about the pronunciation of this word. Also would be the correct way of saying it, kind of correct. Yeah, what's correct nowadays? The language changes, so the T is actually not really pronounced. Also, Also, Also. And if you speak quickly, the L would sometimes also kind of disappear. Also, Also, Also. You'll hear it in some of the examples later. Right, so what I want to do in this video is to divide it into syntactical uses. When it is in the beginning of the sentence, what does it normally mean? When it is in the middle of the sentence, what does it mean? And so on. And well, so to begin with, let's look at Also in the beginning of a sentence. Examples. Ej altså, hvorfor skal du altid være så negativ? Ej altså, hvorfor skal du altid være så negativ? So what does this mean? In English, you wouldn't really kind of translate it like this. You wouldn't say anything specific here for the word Also. It means that you're annoyed. It means that you express your feelings. That's what it kind of means in the beginning of a sentence. Another example. Ej altså, hvor er du dejlig. Ej altså, hvor er du dejlig. Oh my god, you are so amazing. You are so lovely. You're so great. Right? So again, it kind of expresses your feelings. Ej altså, hvor er du dejlig. Okay, and then another example of the word in the beginning of a sentence, meaning something a bit different. Hvad synes du om politikernes håndtering af den her krise? Altså. For det første synes jeg blah 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 blah. Right? Then the person continues what they think about this. Let's not get into politics here. So, altså. For det første synes jeg. And what does this mean here? It means something like, well, let me think about it. Altså, blah 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 blah. Alright? So you could translate it with well in this case. Good English word that kind of meets more or less the same idea. Alright? So it's kind of a filler that gives you time to think. Also. Next syntactical usage of Also. Altså A eller B. Specifying things. For example, har du set det afsnit af Black Mirror, jeg fortalte dig om? And the other person. Altså det med de amerikanske soldater, der er i Danmark? Right? The second person asks the first one to specify which one they mean. There could be more than one, right? So for specifying, in this case, is a question. Okay, the question they're asking to specify, is it A or maybe B? We could also have this example. Syntropisk landbrug eller syntropic agriculture, altså det system, hvor man efterligner naturen ved at plante biodiverse skove og samtidig producere mad, har potentiale til at løse mange af de problemer, vi mennesker har skabt. Right, so in this case, the subclause with Also is to specify what this syntropisk landbrug, syntropic agriculture is about, right? So to sum up this usage of Also, it means specifying what are you talking about. You could also translate it with, do you mean whatever? Do you mean A and not B? Next topic, conditional subclauses. So, example. Det er okay at lave fejl, så længe man altså lærer af dem. Det er okay at lave fejl, så længe man altså lærer af dem. In this case, we could translate it in English. It's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from them. That is. Right? So the Also in this case means that is in English in a conditional subclause. And we remember, of course, subclause, we have the subclause syntax. Så længe man altså lærer, right? Subject and then Elsa's central adverb and then the verb. SAV. Så længe man altså lærer af dem. Another example. Jeg skal nok besøge dig snart, farmor, hvis politikerne altså giver mig lov til det. I will I promise I will, like the jeg skal nok is kind of I promise I will visit you soon, grandmother, if the politicians allow me to, that is. In the conditional subclause again, right, in this case we use hvis, in the other one we use så længe, as long as. Next usage of altså, inside an interrogative sentence, so a sentence that is questioning, asking something. Let's take an example here. Vil det sige, at hun ikke kommer til festen? That is a sentence without altså. But now, let's take one with altså. Det vil altså sige, at hun ikke kommer til festen, right? The first one, vil det sige, at hun ikke kommer til festen? Det vil altså sige, at hun ikke kommer til festen? Expressed as a question, right? Because the second one with det vil altså sige is not a question per se. It doesn't have a sentence syntax, right? It has the syntax of a normal declarative sentence, like an information, I am Danish and so on, not am I Danish? Yeah. But it has a question intonation, and we use the word Elsa. So what does this mean here? It means, does that mean that she doesn't come to the party? Am I right to infer that she won't come to the party? Let's take another one. Du synes altså ikke, det er et problem, at vi gør os mere og mere afhængige af teknologi. Du synes altså ikke, det er et problem, at vi gør os mere og mere afhængige af teknologi. Does that mean, am I right to infer, right? That's what the also means here. Again, we have a sentence that has a question in it. It's not a question structure, syntactically, grammatically, but it is a question. And we use the word also to mean, does that mean, am I right to infer that you don't think it's a problem, that we get more and more dependent on technology? Next usage, inside an imperative sentence, urging. Again, this is going to be not an imperative per se. Imperative in Danish would be, kom nu, lad os gå. Whereas here it's again a sentence formulated as a normal sentence. For example, nu kommer du altså. Nu kommer du altså. This means, now come, and I really mean it. I won't ask you again. Nu kommer du altså. So we have this kind of sentence with nu. We use that a lot. Nu, and then whatever. Now we do this and that. As kind of an order. Nu kommer du altså. Another example. Du skal altså ikke komme og beskylde mig for noget, jeg ikke har gjort. Du skal altså ikke komme og beskylde mig for noget, jeg ikke har gjort. Right? In this case again, the imperative sentence, I'm kind of giving you an order, telling you what to do, and I really mean it. Don't come and accuse me of something I haven't done. I really mean it. I'm angry. Let's take one more example here. Du kommer altså til festen. That's the one we just had with the question, right? Du kommer altså til festen. Does that mean you come to the party? Could also say in English, so you come to the party? Question. And then we could also have the urging again, the imperative. Du kommer altså til festen. Right? Similar to the sentence we just had before. Nu kommer du altså. Here we say, du kommer altså til festen. In this case, it's urging again. You better come to the party or else. Alright, this is the last usage of also, and this is the most complicated one. Here, also can mean several things. It's difficult to really pinpoint what exactly it means. I'll try to do it here. First, I want to say that we Danes, I have asked some Danes about this also actually. They have trouble defining what it means. If you look at the dictionary, for example, Den Danske Ordbog, which I've made a video about, they are not really talking much about it, about what it really means. They just say it kind of intensifies what you're saying, something like that. I don't really agree on that explanation, or I don't think it's enough, you know. So let's look at it now. So imagine you have two little children drawing stuff on paper, and then one of them says to the other one, det er altså ikke sådan der, man tegner en kat. Det er altså ikke sådan der, man tegner en kat. So, in English you would say that's not how you draw a cat, right? But what does the also mean here? What makes the sentence different from not having also? If I were to say what I think it means here, I would say it's something like it opens the other person's mind or ears to a new information, preparing them to kind of receive what you, or the speaker in this case, the small child, thinks is relevant and important, valuable information. Also a kind of reprimanding, a kind of criticizing the other person. But mostly like this new information part. I think that's often the case of Elsa. Let's take some other examples to see more how it's used. Jeg fatter altså ikke, hvorfor folk bare accepterer det her uden videre. Jeg fatter altså ikke, hvorfor folk bare accepterer det her uden videre. I really don't get it, why people accept this just like that. So in this case, I put the word really. So Elsa here could kind of mean really, I really don't get it. But it also again kind of contains this idea of, if you ask me, or I feel like I have to mention the fact that I really don't get it, why people just accept this. So it's again, right, opening up the listener's ears maybe to some new valuable information, which I, the sender, the speaker, think is valuable, important information. Now let's take one more example, but where it means something a bit different. Det bliver regnvejr i morgen, vi kan altså ikke tage på stranden. Det bliver regnvejr i morgen, vi kan altså ikke tage på stranden. In this case, the Elsa means so, therefore, thus, following from what I just said, right? It will rain tomorrow, thus we won't be able to go to the beach. This means we won't be able to go to the beach. This is kind of related to what I was talking about in the interrogative sentences, right? Du kommer altså til festen. Does that mean that you will come to the party? It's gonna rain tomorrow, also we won't be going to the beach. This means we won't be going to the beach. So these were all the examples. Thanks for watching. I hope the video didn't get too long. It's probably a lot of examples, maybe too many. Let me know if it's too much. And I hope I have shown what Elsa can mean and what it means in the different situations. And again, it's a thing that is really, really difficult to kind of pinpoint, to put words on in other languages. Danes know what it means, when to use it. Every Dane knows when to use it. Even small children know when to use it, often. But they often cannot really, probably not translate it into English, for example, because it's often not possible. So this is, again, a reason why languages, in this case Danish, should be learned by immersing oneself in the language and not by translating from other languages to the language, for example. Learning the language through contact, as much contact as possible, which is what children do, right? When they learn languages, they hear it all the time, then they begin speaking, making mistakes, being corrected, making less mistakes, being fluent. All right? Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. Let me know what other videos you would like to see. And of course, I also am going to make a video about modal particles, which many of you asked for in the last video on yo. It's probably going to be my next video. Okay, thanks for watching. Tak for i dag. Vi ses.